April 11th, 12:13 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 2. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Delilah Hawthorne to the stand. Oh. What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them down right down to the size, and I will bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I must feel right at home. Not at all. I was nothing. If we may move on now. What is your full name and occupation? My name is Delilah Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. That is hilarious. No words can describe how funny that is. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Alright. Oh, another sip. Alright. Back on track. Sir? Is there something else I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever is on your mind. I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes, I can see why you say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. What I witnessed. I had been planning to go to Finny's place after class was over. Finny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Finny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady. As old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Teehee. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes. We've met before. Once. Ooh. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madame Fey. Madame? I'm no grandma yet, girlie. What I witnessed. I've been planning to go back to Feeney's once class is over. Feeney and Dougie were talking about the building, and suddenly Dougie just wobbled over and collapsed. Phoenix pushed him. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeney never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I answer about? Show a contradiction, of course. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Oh, she's crying. Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defendant is engaging in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's fingerprints were on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover up for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment where he pushed Dougie. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear any noise. Really? You didn't hear any noises, then? So then what did it look like when they were doing? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. No. I didn't look at them, and I didn't hear any noise either. Yeah, objection. You say you didn't hear any noise. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. I don't think so. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really close to them, why didn't you hear the noise at all? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp, loud noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could just fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in their testimony at all. Wait a sec. Mia, that testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this entire case. Oh, what was it, though? What was it, though? She didn't hear anything. She was listening to music. There was lightning. Oh, this is really awkward, seeing as how there's no music playing either. She didn't hear anything. She was listening to music. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? What is this problem? It's obvious. The problem is that the defendant claims that she didn't hear a snap. Are you deaf? He didn't pay attention to the testimony? She said she didn't hear it because she was listening to music with her headphones. Miss Fay, I'm surprised you're not going senile before me. I'm not that bad, I think. Well, the testimony we've just heard claims seems to be deceived. The only one that could have killed the victim was the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. No, please! I never meant to incriminate him. This is bad, Mia. If you don't do something, we're going to lose. Think again. What is this about the testimony that doesn't make sense? You said something that totally changes this case. Oh, what though? There was lightning? There's lightning. There's no lightning! Your Honor, there is a problem with this witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in an atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? I must admit that thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur in this guy's head anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of the stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you get it, Mia. It'll be... Oh, I didn't even get... Whatever. I'm hurt that you're such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day at the location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out what the court. Allow me to read to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All the lab's equipment runs on the high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cables. The power outrage... I said this said outrage. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits in time with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cables. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump could have caused them to break. However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by all a small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't become bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the case of the severed cables, Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come to something to try and regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.